Recently I was just in getting some pictures developed of some of the work that's being done with LARRI. And a person said to me, I had this shirt on, and they said, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "Well, we're working with LARRI on the flood relief." Oh, they thought that was over already, that was all done. And the reality of that is, once you clean the debris up and the streets start operating and people start moving around again, people soon forget about it.
My name is Betty Genovese. We lived here 32 years. We had the whole basement flooded with all my goodies downstairs, all my antiques and whatever, and 5 inches upstairs. They gave us like maybe 5 minutes to get ourselves together. By the time we got ready, the cars were half filled with water. The street was filled with water.
We were affected by the flood, not as seriously as our neighbors, but a block and a half down from us, the water was 9.5 feet deep, and 26 families were evacuated just from the end of the block. We worked as neighbors, and about 80 young men sandbagged on both sides of the street from 10 in the morning to 11:30 at night. It was really a wonderful community effort.
We were at my son's in Dyer for 2.5 months. We couldn't enter the house. So after we came back, it was just a disaster. It looked like a war zone here. Houses down, a couple across the street had to be demolished. And in total, there's 6 of them that are being demolished right now. There might be more.
I kept having the kids check on the basement because I'm just so paranoid of the water. And she went downstairs and she said, "Mom," and I thought she was joking, but the water was through all the drains in the basement was coming up so fast. So there was really no way of stopping it. I mean, it was pure sewer water.
And I looked outside at the street and there was water just to the top of the curb. Then 15 minutes later I looked out and the water was halfway up my driveway. By the time I got the car out of the garage, the water was already up over the wheel wells. One of the things you go through and you survive it. Do the best you can.
I'm Director of Accreditation for Geminis Corporation, a community mental health center. We know that this will be 2 years at least, and we want to be sure that there is a committee for spiritual and emotional needs, that there are people who can connect with families and children. I think the most important number in Northwest Indiana is 211. They can provide that first call response so that you never have to feel as though no one's there to answer that kind of question about community resources. The recovery specialists are linked with the companions and able to ask specifically for a companion to work with a family or children. Companion is a listening ear. It is someone who knows the process of recovery, knows that by listening and letting people tell their story, that they can be of so much spiritual and emotional help.
There's never too many volunteers. And I think the most important thing is the need is urgent and the need is long. Think of that. We just have to remember those people that have been affected. Just think these people have been living in temporary facilities or with families for 10, 11 months already. And many of them, it's going to be another 2 years.
The reason I'm standing up here today is there's still so much to be done. I have my blessings. The day that they told me that the LARRI program had approved my house, I sat down and cried. I had given up. I didn't know which other way to turn. The volunteers that have helped with this, you have my debt of gratitude. The kindness that you show forever, forever will be embedded in the hearts of those that you have helped.
Yeah, I heard about LARRI from my daughter who lives here in Munster. I had no idea that they had volunteers that are willing to work for nothing. That's kind of hard to believe nowadays.
We didn't know where we were going to turn, and then, like I said, my neighbor came and gave me the number. Otherwise, I don't know how it would have gotten done. They did their job beautifully. They did everything they were supposed to do, you know, and it was just wonderful.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, I never thought there'd be such a thing, that people would honestly just help out like this.
It's going to help me financially. I was afraid that I was just going to go utterly broke.
I had a gut, total gut, muck and gut. They gutted the bathroom out, changed the roof, fixed the roof, and Christian noticed some spots in our main roof that water was going up under the shingles. And Christian said, you know, that's going to have to be fixed. And she probably caused some damage that we probably would have had to deal with real fast. We had people roll up to the front of the house and ask what company this was, because they were, you know, so professional. These guys are hammering away and everything, and everybody's like, well, I need some roof work done. Can you get those guys on? I'm like, they're not a company. They're just some guys got together to fix her roof.
We don't look for everyone with skills. Yes, you do need people with skills to come and kind of lead efforts, that type of thing, but we really do want to get everyone involved and teach them new skills.
I've done this work probably 7 or 8 years. Usually go once a year, and it's usually for a week.
I'll take a week of vacation and time out of our schedules to come down for a week. Just a way to show people do care about other people. Sure, it might take a little bit of time out of my schedule, but it really makes you feel good as well that you're able to help people.
We as people, we need to be out here helping people that are in need. That is the only way we're going to get through the rough times together. Maybe someday it might be me that needs the help, and I would sure be grateful if a bunch of people would come and help me out.
They were so great in coming out and helping us, you know, and they did beautiful work. If I had any questions, well, they were there to help me. It's just wonderful. I can't say enough about them.
And I am very appreciative of what Larry has done for us, as you guys are doing tremendous work.
I actually wanted to do it most of my life. I've always told my mom I wanted to do a mission trip, help people out. So I always wanted to do it and got the chance, so I did it. Actually a nice experience. You get to meet new people that you work with, you get to meet the homeowners. It's actually really nice. You feel real good inside after you get done each day.
Our leadership in our nation has been promoting the whole kind of thing to a volunteerism. And schools are doing that. As a retired school principal, that's become a very important part to develop a social service component to their education. Helping your fellow man is one of the most rewarding things, and that's another way to promote our care for one another.
And I tell people, you know, it's a lot of hard work, but you're doing it out of love. And you see it in people's eyes when you come and help them out. You see the joy that you're there to help them.
Get involved. The reward is not just the homeowner, it's the volunteer themselves. It really does give you a good feeling that you're helping in some way. It's something I look forward to every year, and I can't take a month out of my schedule to volunteer, but if I had a month, I would. You meet a lot of great people, you work with a lot of great people, and relationship-wise, you grow, and just a good feeling all around.
To get along in this world, you need to help each other out.
We have to keep that effort going. I think the biggest challenge, there's people that are willing to do that, but we have to keep the awareness of what the need is and the extent of the need, and that it's going to be a long-term effort. Many people just assumed we should be finished with this in 6 months, but long-term usually means, in a disaster of this magnitude, probably as much as 4 to 5 years. The waters have receded, and some of the debris is picked up outside. We tend to think it's all over. And that's a tremendous challenge for the Long-Term Recovery Committee, because that also impacts volunteers, because the whole organization relies on volunteer efforts, not only from the local communities, but states and other communities. We're getting workers coming now from Canada, and we're coming from all the Midwest, where they're coming out of many parts, and they're coming here to help this community rebuild. But we need to keep that effort going.